Be mindful of people who only come around when you're down. Be mindful of people that will call you when the bottom has fallen out of your plans. Be mindful of those who show up and come around you when you failed. You know, I'm a person. I don't call people a lot. I don't do that. You understand? I'll call, I check on people and everything. And if there's someone who is in distress and they're upset, then yes, of course, I'm going to be there 100%. But there are some people where that's not the intent. It's because they want to come around to just fill their lungs with your failure. It's like as fragrant to them as a bouquet of fresh flowers. You know, those of you who like flowers, or if you don't like flowers, let's say your favorite dessert, a cup of coffee, some latte, you like the smell of Starbucks, you know, a library book, whatever it is that you just go, you smell and you go, ah, it's so good. There's some that want just to come around you to just get a nice lungful of your failure to go, ah, tell me more. So what happened again? Okay. Everybody that comes around, you notice people just come out the woodwork. When you're doing good, you don't hear anything. When you're succeeding and you're coming up, oh, you don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? They will not, you post stuff, you get no likes, no nothing from them. The people that you expect to get those things from, they will not be the ones that will do it. But post something about he left me, which most people don't do that anyway, but just something, they will show up for that. As a matter of fact, they will call you for that. So be mindful of those types of people. Okay, those are the individuals that their heart is not with you. So do not, you see, when you're going through, let's say your heart is broken, when you are in a place, you feel like you're in the wilderness, when you feel like things are not going right, you are very vulnerable. You're extremely vulnerable. And yes, God has his hedge around you, his angels around about you, and he's got you, and you're going to make it. But sometimes we actually put ourselves in harm's way because we are vulnerable. Sometimes if you are not using your discernment, you're going to end up sharing with the wrong person. Because as humans, we're sociable. We want to talk to somebody. So sometimes even against your better judgment, you go and you're going to share with someone that you know that don't normally call you. But someone call you up, be like, hey, what's going on? Or they want to come over and they want to talk to you. Be careful. When you're in that season where God is maybe taking you through something, be in a habit of truly delving deeply into him more. I'm not saying you're not supposed to talk to people and have someone to talk to, but you have to use discernment. There's so many ways that we have failed as believers because we're really more caught up in the natural and not realizing the spiritual ramifications of certain things. The spiritual ramifications involving when you're lonely and you decide you want to call up this person that, you know, or you want to talk to someone who's not saved, or you're trying to talk to somebody, you decide to call up someone, a long lost love, or someone you like, or you get a phone call. A phone call comes in at a time that you are most vulnerable. It's one of your exes, it's someone you've been attracted to, it's someone you had a near miss with, you're on the phone talking to them. Be careful of things that you want to watch, you want to look at during this time. If you just had a breakup, this might not be the time to look up a series on Netflix about romance and things like that. I really can't think of anything like a series on Netflix. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. But more than anything, be careful of those who suddenly comes around. You know, it's kind of like when something's going bad, or you know, where something good is out. You ever been to a barbecue or outdoor thing? I personally don't like that, especially in the summer. There's food out, just a bunch of flies and little things come around, and you can't really enjoy it because they're all over the place, right? So they basically just come because there's food. We just came to get the food. All right. So that's just what it is. There are people that's just going to come around to hear your business, and you're in your most vulnerable state. So you may end up sharing with someone that you should not be sharing with, right? So just be mindful of that. Who's popping up now that you've failed? When you're succeeding, when you're doing well, where are they? When you're on a venture and you're saying, hey, I'm starting a book club and I'm doing this, who's there supporting you? You know, hey, I'm doing some things. You post something on Facebook. Does any of them share your information on their page to say, hey, my brother, my sister, they're doing this, support? Do they do that? But the minute it fails and things are not going good, they're the ones that's right there, front and center, ring the doorbell, bright and early in the morning. So just be mindful of that. Listen, you have to take people at face value. A lot of times there are reasons why no one may not support you. But one of the things is always take people at face value. All right. Because me personally, if I know someone is doing something and they're doing adventure and things like that, I'm always sharing, posting. I get on there, whether they do it with mine or not, because that's just the type of person that I am. But you do have some people, guys, that you could be, listen, people that know you really well and you're posting and you're doing some things for God and you're doing a function, they will not show up for your stuff. They won't show up. They won't support. They won't like. They won't share. But one thing you can most definitely be assured of is that they are following you. Even if they don't click on your following, they're following to see what you're doing. You have some commentators, honey, that you don't even know about. You know what? I'm about to do another video on that. Little sports commentators, but you got some commentators on your life. So I'm about to get off of this, do another video and come up with that one, because that falls right in line with something that the Lord gave to me. But guys, just be mindful of who's coming around when you're falling, and look to see where they're at when you're doing well. All right. So just ask the Lord to bring the right people around you. Okay. Peace out.